Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're diving into anime realms and snagging those powerful mythic or secret units, congrats, you're already ahead of the game. But here's the thing, to unlock their true power, you have to give them the right traits. That's where the magic happens, and trust me, the difference can be game-changing. In today's video, we're breaking down the ultimate anime realms traits list. Whether you're re-rolling for the first time or trying to perfect your setup, I've got you covered. We'll go over which traits are worth chasing, which ones are a waste of resources, and some tips to get the most out of your rerolls. Stick around and let's turn your already awesome units into absolute legends. I'm quickly moving on to the video, and I'm ranking traits in anime realms. Before we start, if you enjoy these types of tier list videos, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Enjoy watching. The traits in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Golden and Culling. Alright, buckle up, because we're diving into the quirkiest corner of anime realms, the C tier traits. Now, I know what you're thinking. C tier? Isn't that where dreams go to die? Well, not exactly. These traits have their uses, even if they're not topping any charts. Let's give them a moment to shine, or at least to glimmer faintly. First up, we've got Golden. It's the trait that says, hey, I might not help you win the battle, but I'll make sure you profit from it. This beauty gives your unit a 25% boost in yen gain, which is honestly a lifesaver for farming. Pair this with a farm unit like Speed Cart, and you'll be swimming in cash in no time. Sure, it's not flashy, but hey, who doesn't love a little extra dough for upgrades? Just don't expect Golden to turn your DPS into a beast. It's here strictly for your wallet. And then we have Culling, the trait that really tries its best. It boosts your damage to enemies below 30% HP by 20%, which sounds cool, until you realize it's just a watered down version of better DPS traits. Like, seriously, Culling feels like that one friend who shows up late to help move your couch and says, I'll just grab the pillows. It's not useless, but let's be real, you're not picking this trait unless you have no other options. So, are C tier traits game changers? Nah, not really, but they do have their moments. Golden is the MVP for farming, and Culling, well, it tries. If you're a beginner or working with limited options, these traits can still help you out in a pinch. But once you're rocking those higher tier traits, you'll probably retire these to the sidelines. The traits in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Range, Adept, and Godspeed. Alright, let's get real. Who doesn't love tweaking their units in anime realms to make them absolute beasts? Today, we're diving into the B tier traits, the unsung heroes of customization. These aren't the flashy, over-the-top traits, but they get the job done and can be game changers in the right situations. Let's break them down and see why they deserve your attention. First up, we've got Range. This trait is like giving your units a pair of binoculars and saying, see that enemy way over there? Hit him. With range I, Tier 2, and 3 boosting your unit's range by 10%, 12.5%, and 15% respectively, it's a solid pick for any unit that thrives on AoE or has long range attacks. Think of units like Luffy or Yukio, line or cone-shaped attacks just get so much better when you can hit from a safer distance. Plus, your support units benefit too. Healers and buffers that need to reach everyone on the battlefield, Range has their back. Now, let's talk about Adept, a trait for the grinders out there. This one's simple but oh so satisfying. It boosts your XP gain by 50%. Leveling up your units faster? Yes, please. It's especially handy if you're working on maxing out a unit with food. Whether it's your main DPS or that new shiny unit you just pulled, Adept gets them to their peak potential without the grind feeling endless. Efficiency is key, my friends. Then there's Godspeed. The name alone screams power. This bad boy decreases the unit's SPA, that's attack speed for the uninitiated, by a whopping 20%. For those units with painfully slow attack animations, this is a lifesaver. It's not about turning every unit into a rapid fire machine. It's about making those heavy hitters or big AoE units dish out their damage faster. You know, the ones that make you groan every time you watch their slow wind up? Godspeed fixes that. So, are these traits the end all be all? No, but they're versatile and reliable, perfect for filling in gaps or elevating specific units. Don't sleep on B tier traits just because they're not top of the list. Sometimes, the right tweak in the right spot can make your team unstoppable. The traits in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Superior, Nimble, Sniper, and Unique. You know what separates an average unit from a total game changer in anime realms? Traits. These little buffs can turn your damage dealing heroes into absolute beasts, or leave you regretting every gem you spent. Let's dive into the A tier traits that'll have your DPS units carrying harder than a workout playlist during leg day. First up, Superior. It's your bread and butter trait for straightforward damage buffs. With 3 levels to choose from, it starts with a 10% increase in damage at Superior White and scales up to a juicy 15% at Superior Furry. It's simple, effective, and downright reliable. You slap this on any DPS unit and you've got yourself a consistent damage dealing machine. Perfect for when you want no-nonsense power on the battlefield. Next, let's talk about Nimble, the trait that lets your units strike faster than you can say, who needs cooldowns? Nimble Eye starts with a 5% decrease in SPE, that's attack speed for the uninitiated, ramping up to 12% at Nimble Furry. It's a game changer for units that already have decent attack intervals, letting them churn out hits like they're on a caffeine high. If your goal is more hits, less waiting, Nimble is your new best friend. Now, Sniper takes things up a notch by extending your unit's range by a whopping 25%. This trait is like Nimble's cooler cousin. It doesn't just improve your attack speed, but also ensures you can hit enemies from way downtown. It's amazing for units that thrive on long-range attacks, letting them stay out of harm's way while still dishing out the hurt. If Nimble is good, Sniper is just better. Finally, we've got the heavy hitter, Unique. This one's for the bold. Unique gives you a jaw-dropping 300% damage boost plus a 10% bump to both SPA and range. Sounds perfect, right? Well, there's a catch. It limits your unit placement to just 1. That makes it an absolute dream for units with low placement caps, say 1 to 3, but a disaster for those who rely on multiple copies to spread the damage. Use it wisely, because this trait doesn't mess around. So, whether you're looking to stack damage, speed up attacks, or turn your favorite unit into a one-man wrecking crew, A-tier traits are where the magic happens. Choose wisely, and your enemies won't know what hit them. The traits in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Celestial, Divine, and Reaper. Alright, let's dive into some next level strategies for dominating anime realms, because today we're talking about the creme de la creme of traits, the S tier. If you're serious about crushing your enemies and flexing on your friends, these are the traits you absolutely need to know about. Trust me, your DPS units are about to thank you. First up, Celestial. This trait is like sprinkling a little stardust on your units. 10% more damage and range, and an extra 20% of that damage goes straight into true damage. What's true damage, you ask? It ignores all resistances, which means it's like a laser beam cutting through even the toughest enemies. Celestial shines brightest when you're up against those annoying tanky foes that just don't want to go down. It's a solid pick for any DPS unit, and honestly, it's hard to go wrong with this one. Now, let's talk Divine, aka the trait that makes your units feel like they've hit a power spike in the middle of a boss fight. Divine boosts damage and range by 20%, which is huge, but the cherry on top? A 10% boost to your unit's speed per attack, SPA. That's faster hits, more damage, and all-around domination. It works wonders on high placement units that can take full advantage of the range buff. Picture this, your unit is sniping enemies from halfway across the map, like it's nothing. Yeah, Divine is that good, but wait, there's more. Enter Reaper, the boss killer extraordinaire. If you're tired of bosses overstaying their welcome, this trait is your new best friend. Reaper cranks up your unit's damage by 15% and adds an extra 25 of damage to bosses. This is a chef's kiss pick for units already packing high boss DPS, like Tojo. Slap Reaper on one of these bad boys and watch them melt boss health bars like butter in the sun. It's terrifying, in the best way possible. So, there you have it. Celestial, Divine, and Reaper. 3 traits that can take your Anime Realms game from pretty good to absolutely unstoppable. Each one has its niche, but they all deliver insane value no matter how you play. Experiment, find what works best with your lineup, and most importantly, have fun watching your enemies regret ever crossing you. Now go get those W's. The video ends here. See you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.